The most important thing I think about when I think about getting to happiness is not so much owning anything, it's the ability to not hear anything but yourself. There's nothing more powerful than when everything gets quiet and the only thing that penetrates is your own voice, and that voice isn't judging you.
When you look back now at the kid who felt pressure or the kid who felt an obligation, what would you say to that kid now?
I would tell that kid to stay the course because he's got to figure it out. I'm tired of talking about people having the ability to tune out the negative. I'm done telling you to not worry about haters and trolls and negative opinions. I'm actually flipping the fucking script on you, and I'm gonna yell at, and I'm gonna push at, and I'm gonna try to inspire or communicate a perspective for you to stop hearing the cheering. The reason so many struggle with negativity is because they overvalue positive reinforcement. You're addicted to people telling you you're pretty. You're addicted to people telling you you're good at basketball. You're addicted to parents and teachers telling you you're a good student. You're addicted to opinions. Once you learn how to not overvalue somebody who's commending or complimenting you, is the second you go down the path of dealing with the reverse. I always play this out. Let's say when you go to heaven, they can show you what would have happened, because that's the only way you'd ever see it. Let's just say, what people don't understand is, oh, you made the wrong call. You should have went to grad school instead of that opportunity, or this company instead of that company. But you'll never believe it. You should have went to VaynerMedia, and it was perfect. And you rose like a phoenix, and you were the head of all sound, and everything went great. But then you had to go to Virginia on business, and you got hit by a car and you died at 31. That's life. I passed on Uber as an investor twice in the beginning. If I did my normal $25,000, $50,000 check, I would have made $400 million. Which means I might have went to China for a keynote 2 years ago, which means I could have got hit by a fucking bus. I really believe in that shit. You just don't know. You think you know, but that is not how life works. So, to like look at two ideas and think you can practically make a good decision is laughable. Literally flip a coin. Just pick the one that feels better right that second and make it about you. Because usually what kids struggle with is the decision they want to do versus the decision that they think they're supposed to do based on the other voices. If you grew up loving and flipping sneakers and one day you had your own signature sneaker, that's what these cards are for me. This has literally been the best week of my life.
Really?
Yeah, man. This is just like, I'm like literally sad that it's Saturday night. Like, I don't do 5 days of anything. D-Rock will tell you, I fly to give a speech in Hawaii and fly back. I'm there for 4 minutes. Like, I never stay anywhere ever. I wish I could live here for the next year.
Wow.
This is as good as it gets. It's fucking Wednesday. We sold 100 cases of cab.
Yes.
What a baseball card show.
Yes.
A lot going on.
A lot.
I love you. I'm being serious. Like, you're literally gonna live 4 more lives, 5 more, like from the day you were born that you cannot fucking remember to right this second. You're about to do that 3 to 4 more times. You can sit. Literally, your biggest advantage is timing. For all the great things that I have in my life, I would literally give it up, all of it, just to be 25. I would give up for 17 years. I'd give up everything I have because that's how valuable time is. And the far majority of this room has time as their asset. And every day, the number one asset they have, time, they give away by being impatient, mainly on the back of listening to society or their parents that they have to have their shit figured out at this age. The fact that people actually think at 18, 22, or 30, you have to have your shit figured out is fucking ridiculous. Let me promise you, all those parents and uncles and grandparents that push down your throat that you have to figure it out by now, they still haven't figured it the fuck out. I mean it. So this nonsense, this fucking nonsense that you have to have it figured out at 18, 22, 30. You know how many people freak the fuck out at 30? How many people are 30 right now? That shit was crazy, right? Like, people lose their shit at 30. Like, meanwhile, they're a fucking kid. And so I'm unbelievably aware lately that one of the, people are always like, why do you win? And I talk about my parents and not coming from anything. But the more that I live, I'm like, shit, the reason I really win is because I understand time. And listen, I know I can get hit by a bus or get terminally ill. I get it. Here's the problem. That's far more unlikely for the majority of us. The math works in your favor, and we are stunningly not paid. I actually think being lazy is a good thing. Let me explain. This is gonna be an interesting moment. Yeah, no, you're freaking out, right?
Well, I was gonna say, isn't like stop watching Netflix kind of like related to laziness?
Stop watching Netflix is under the context of stop using something to escape your real life if you don't realize you're trying to escape your real life. Don't use Netflix or watching the New York, let's get very much into clarification on this episode. I watch the Jets for 4 hours on Sundays. I do that because it allows me to escape and like it gives me balance to my insanity, but I don't watch the Jets on Sunday to get away from the fact that I hate my job, and instead of doing something like for my job, I'm gonna use this because Netflix is a 7-day-a-week thing. 2K and Fortnite is a 7-day-a-week thing. And even sports, people that watch the Yankees and the Mets and the Knicks and the Jets the way I watch the Jets, that's why football worked for me, 1 day a week. Some people use entertainment as a reset and a balance to their other life, which is work, family. And then other people use escapism as a way to just get by because they hate their life and it's the way for them not to have to think about it, right? Laziness has my attention because I think if you're lazy, you're actually giving yourself an indication that you don't like it. So I think laziness
you don't like what?
Whatever the task at hand. For you, you just Jimmy, you'll appreciate this, and I think you can see it in Trash Talk. I mean, D-Rock will tell you, who hangs out with me a lot, that between Trash Talk and the baseball card show in Chicago, he's never seen me happier. I get an incredible thrill, deep, inherent happiness from getting into a car on a 6 a.m. on a Saturday and going to find something to buy for $3 and sell for $100. This is not about the cliche shit that people say in my comments of like, you didn't make that much money, it was the gas. It's not all those things. I love it. School, I hate it. I am lazy around housework, around logistics. I think quote unquote laziness can have a more thoughtful conversation of, actually, is it laziness or are you showing yourself that you don't like that thing and it becomes a mechanism to self-awareness?
I think it's that.
People are asking me like, how do I live my dream, Gary? And I don't have time. I have mortgages and bills and responsibilities in my job. I don't have time for my side hustle, my Twitch channel, my Instagram account, my Shopify store selling hoodies. And I keep getting to this new place, which is, talk to me about your bills. Like, why'd you buy an apartment that stretches you? Why is your car so fancy? Like, why do you need the new Gucci every time? Like, why are you going out Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night? Like, why are you going to Coachella? Like, why are you going to Avengers opening night and buying the biggest piece of popcorn and candy? Like, the answer to all of your questions is not how much money you make or how much time you have. It's what you're spending your money on.